Hi everyone, it's Kasia from Tarot Map. Welcome to my channel. It's winter where I live and it's really dark. We're heading towards the winter solstice, so it's like the worst time of the year in the regards when it comes to light. During the winter solstice there will be a breaking point when the light will start coming back, but right now, as I said, 3 p.m. it's already dark. But I did want to share with you two decks that I received from a swap. You probably all know the Lioness Tarot Oracle, and this is the Intuitive Tarot. And both of the decks I got from a swap, and I'm quite excited about both of them. I wasn't so sure about the Lioness Oracle Tarot, but I looked through it today, and actually, because I wasn't sure if I can read it, but I actually quite connected to the images. Let's maybe start with it. Also, I wanted to introduce you to the Seer, and this is my winter solstice card from Indigo Gabbro, and it doesn't have a name yet. Let's see. For now, something which came to me was the Watcher, so maybe something like that, but we'll see how it goes. And this is my Sufi wand, which maybe you have seen before on my channel. So let's just move that cards a little closer. This deck comes in a very sturdy box, and if you like roses, you will definitely like that box too, because each of the card and also the card backs are full of those beautiful blooms. So the cards came from a swap, as I said. They were used. They have this gorgeous gilding like Starchild Tarot, and they feel a little bit like Starchild Tarot, but I think the cards are thinner and they're a little bit more laminated than Starchild. Starchild is even, I think, less laminated than that. So it doesn't have a lot of lamination, but it has enough. You can riffle shuffle them, or you can overhand shuffle, or you can shuffle them this way. Works both ways, but the cards are quite big. So, oops. If this is the regular tarot card, so they are closer to the oracle deck. But anyway, let's just see a few images of the cards. Maybe I will do it this way and a little bit closer. So this is the Fool and the first card and the Fool. Awesome. But you can feel that exuberance and that leap into the unknown. And the Wheel of Fortune, I love how she introduced the Jupiter in here, and that bloom, which we know that the blooms are not forever, things change. Five of Swords, quite dark in color. This might be one of not many cards without roses. Five of Pentacles. There are these two figures under the umbrella that remind us of the Rider-Waite-Smith. Five of Pentacles too. And then we have Four of Pentacles. Pentacles are quite pippish, at least 3 and 4 from what I noticed. Six of Swords. It's like maybe moving towards a brighter future with that roses. Two of Swords, it's quite interesting, I thought. It's that hand with a sword cutting in between that white and black person that seemed to be like, grown together or connected with their backs. So that could be like that decision-making process, or maybe this lack of movement which is connected to being indecisive or being not able which way to go. So maybe that's something along these lines. And Ten of Wands, a lot of fire, but also keeping peace of mind, because otherwise you're just going to burn with all that fire. And Knight of Cups, so knights have, you know, the metal embrace, and so we can recognize that they are knights. 5 of Cups, here seems like this lady flew out from the cups and just like swims in the water, no head, a rose. So it looks like things seem lost in this particular image. Eight of Pentacles. That's a strange one. I wasn't sure how to read it when I saw it first time, but then I thought there's a lot of gemstones, that maybe, you know, like a diamond, when you need to when diamond needs to become a diamond, it takes a lot of pressure and a lot of heat and a lot of time. So maybe here as well with the gemstones, you need to work on them to make them look so shiny and pretty. Pages are very cute in this deck. This is Page of Cups. I actually love seahorses. Gorgeous. And again, Knight of Pentacles, a solid firm. And this is King of Wands. So there's this lion and a lot of fire. And this is the High Priestess. So we have Sphinx. So we have that sense of, you know, riddle happening. And Page of Swords. Knight of Wands. Quite powerful. And the Tower. 2 of Pentacles. 7 of Cups. This kind of dream world a little bit, like, you know, things happening above your bed. Queen of Wands. I actually really love her. You cannot see the person so much, but you have her, well, it could be her hand, or it looks like a hand to me, but it could be also body. But there's a canvas, I mean not canvas, but the, you know, color palette with the paint on them and the roses. It just seems creative and very like cosmically inspiring. So that's quite lovely. And then there's Ace of Swords, King of Cups with the wolf, very beautiful. 4 of Cups, so we've got 4 different cups, and just this woman kind of sitting there. 9 of Pentacles, very cool. And 3 of Pentacles, just the 3 coins, so that's what I meant with that, like pippish. 10 of Cups, it's easy to connect, or it's easy to think of as an Ace of Cups, but I think it's just this fulfillment of everything, like your cup is full, like it cannot get any fuller than 10 of Cups. And then we have 7 of Pentacles, and I think of it like as, you know, butterfly emerging from chrysalis. 9 of Wands. With Wands I noticed it's quite a lot of the people playing instruments, and sometimes I find it quite difficult to distinguish between, for example, I was checking 3 of Wands and 4 of Wands, and the booklet is quite cute actually. So that 9 of Swords, I love it, the little cat, and then Nosferatu going like it's very cool. 6 of Pentacles, that gratitude and, you know, nurturing and caring. 6 of Cups, kind of like bubble gums, I don't know, just this. 10 of Swords. Ace of Cups, it's you know, compared to 10 of Cups, the 10 of Cups, it's much easier to recognize as an Ace of Cups, but here is just the fullness, the abundance. 3 of Swords. So for swords, she picked like these weird swords, the old ones. Queen of Pentacles, she's quite lush with all these gemstones. The Moon. The World. Knight of Swords. Death. I quite like it. It's simple, and I love that she picked white roses. Queen of Cups, King of Pentacles, King of Swords. I love it with the Bird of Prey. And the Star, David Bowie, very famous image already. And then Four of Wands. So here we have that kind of angel playing and white roses. And then Three of Wands, I will show you. Six of Wands, I like that the kind of victory as like women working together or celebrating together. Two of Cups, if you like cats, it. Ace of Pentacles, very easy to spot. The Empress is lovely. I love it. Lovers are gorgeous too. This is the Chariot, like a flying carpet. It's quite cool for a justice. I like it. Three of Cups, celebration. Five of Wands, a lot of fire, kind of ego play games going there. Judgment. And this is Three of Wands. So, you know, like, let's just go back to this Four of Wands. You know, I looked at these two cards and I thought, how can I read them? What's the difference? Here she's playing, there she's playing, but here's much more red, and there's the Moon in Aries, and here's the Venus in Aries, so much more kind of feminine, whereas here with the Moon in Aries, I don't know, there's a lot of much more fire and stuff, so I don't know, but yeah, this is maybe not too easy to distinguish, but I get there somehow. And here's the Temperance, quite interesting take on Temperance. Hanged Woman rather than Hanged Man. Devil. She wrote in the book that when devil comes to play, there's it's very dark, so you have to put some light in to see what really needs to be transformed, and you know where he's playing with you. Amazing High Priest. I love this Hierophant, one of my faves. Gorgeous. And then the Strength also, quite like it. And then Ten of Pentacles, Seven of Wands. So also the fire, but still much more, you know, in the Ten of Wands there was this Buddha head, and here we have still that fighting spirit. And Eight of Wands, I love it, the whole universe, kind of all the planets. Eight of Swords is cute, this little cat, and then the butterfly and the skull, but he's scared. And then you have the Hermit, which is also quite lovely. So withdrawal, there's an owl, there's like this portal. And the Empress, she's okay, not my favorite Empress, but she's alright. Some of the queens were better images for the Empress, I thought. Two of Wands, it's quite funny. Which way should we go? This one or this one? Oh, he's so cute. Page of Pentacles. And Ace of Wands. Blossoming, you know. Eight of Cups. Seven of Swords. There's just something hidden. I read in the booklet because I thought that I love the image, but what is it? And it's about like facing stuff, not hiding behind things, you know. There can be something hidden, and that's beautiful, exuberant sun. And Four of Swords, you know, the same old record playing over and over again. Quite like the take of it. Page of Wands, quite gorgeous. And two of the three last cards. What do we have? Magician. And we have Nine of Cups. Here she used a pregnant woman, but it's this fulfillment. And Queen of Swords, which is quite stunning, with a jaguar, I think, or a leopard. So when we put a few cards together. I haven't really read much with this deck, so we have, for example, so maybe it's not the easiest deck to read with for me. I mean, I can read separate cards, but when I look at all three together, I think what I will do, I will actually go for more the oracle side of it, because I can sense my intuition being sparked by the images, you know. So I can see Jupiter, I can see a big bloom, I can see the little lion, I can see some disturbance on the way, so maybe there will be changes, but you know, something is kind of stopping you, but there is this little light, and if you follow through it, you're heading maybe towards some sort of, you know, crisis point, but follow the light. Don't let yourself be discouraged, because the fortune is changing, and maybe the crisis has to be, you know, experienced, but you're not alone. There's two figures under this umbrella. You have an umbrella, which is not not so bad. Maybe you were kicked off the flying carpet, but you know, you're heading towards the light, so keep going. And doom 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 doom, then maybe, you know, you come to the Sphinx, when you will work with your intuition and discover what's happening there. So maybe it will be okay, but I have to get used to it, because it's quite a different deck to your usual decks. So this is the Lioness Oracle Tarot deck. With that, it comes with that little booklet, and in the booklet you just have the name of the card, what astrological planet association it is, and quite a short description, which is quite cool. So it doesn't have reversed meanings, but it has little description of what's happening in the card, and then like few keywords. And this is basically it. Just a short introduction into the deck. So that's it. And then I got also this amazing intuitive tarot. Oh my god, I'm like a little bit in love with it. The cards are much smaller than what we've seen before, but they are wider than the regular tarot. So regular tarot is, yeah, it's longer, but it's narrower, and this one is shorter but wider. And it comes with the whole book, and to each of the cards you have different aspects of the card. So what's happening, little description of the picture, also working with a card, how can you do, and dialogues with the card, and starter interpretation and reversed meaning. So, and then space for your own notes. So it's quite a cool little book. I've read some of the interpretations and I actually love it. I love Cilla Conway's way of writing and doing things. So let's go with the artwork, because the artwork is quite amazing. So we bring it forward. Is it enough? Maybe even more. So this is the Hermit, and you know, some people trimmed those white borders because she also has this amazing, you know, oval shape. And look at this Hermit. There's this like crocodile from Malkut, there is the snake animals, and this Hermit which is like going through some kind of portal. You don't exactly know what's happening to it. The backs, by the way, are not the most beautiful. They have the, you know, the rights, copyrights on both sides, and that's it. But the rest of the deck is stunning. It's from 2004, so it's vintage. The Lovers, I was a little bit surprised with the Lovers card, because if you look at the Lovers, they're not very happy looking couple, are they? First of all, they are kind of grown together. They connected through the shoulder and the ribs. And in her opinion, that was about this decision, if you want to be an individual in a relationship, or if you like a symbiotic relationship, or, you know, you decide how you do your love relationships. And she, the black kind of figure, It's like she wrote it's an aspect of a crown or of a hug. So like this wise kind of element that you need to make a good decision. So that's quite interesting. When I read it, it was a little bit better, because in the beginning I thought, oh my god, I don't dig this Lovers, it's a bit too dark for my taste. And the Tower is quite amazing. Devil, like it's really kind of, here you have this couple in the flames, and what the devil sits on, it's a brain. Apparently she calls it green brain, but you know, something is ruling you, kind of your head, your brain. The Fool, not my favorite Fool, but we get the drift, this kind of lightness. 9 of Discs. So we have the grapes, you know, the richness of it. 4 of Rods. So in the world, kind of surrounded by the rods, protected by the rods. Knight of Cups. The court cards are really beautiful in my opinion. I love this strength. This woman is kind of like this lion. Both have the same head position, and she's like riding that lion, like, you know, awesome. I love it. Love the coloring also. So this is 1 of Discs. King of Rods. I like this wand. This is 6 of Swords. So it's very Rider-Waite-Smith, but and Sila's take. King of Discs, also beautiful. 8 of Discs, and we can see the person working. 1 of Cups, so Ace of Cups. It's quite interesting take, and the red kind of around it. And 2 of Cups. So 2 of Cups and 10 of Cups are very love, love, love. King of Cups, also gorgeous. Page of Discs. Pages are females. 5 of Discs. 5 of Cups. I love this Hierophant, check him out. He's got the bull here. And just has this, I don't know, there's energy of peacefulness and wisdom around him. There are the keys. And just the position. He doesn't have that arrogant look like the Pope has. I love this Emperor too. So there's, you know, little pennies with, so the life force, the potency, and all the different things that Emperor can do. So there's, you know, like technology and stuff, war also, so all the different good and bad stuff that Emperor can do. The Empress, very motherly, beautiful, kind of also beautiful feminine energy. 5 of Swords, or this dark figure standing there. Queen of Discs, she's gorgeous. The Sun reminds us very much of the Toff, so Frida Harris's. The Moon with the crustacean, Cancer coming out, but no dogs, no towers, but that gorgeous kind of mystery. 8 of Swords, when the person ties the rope around themselves. The High Priestess. There's this coiled snake, maybe the Kundalini, Ankh and the Moon, so very cool. Magician, I love it because it's quite dynamic. And the Justice. Justice is 8. So how I like it. Chariot, it's quite also forceful. 7 of Swords, all the swords are kind of hidden, so it's also that hidden aspect of the 7 of Swords. We don't know exactly what's going on. 7 of Cups. 7 of Discs. I don't know exactly what that is, but I think how I imagine this, it's a person lying and looking, and all those discs being born or coming out. Maybe she's waiting for some display of stuff, so I don't know, I'm just kind of feeling the waiting in that card, but I have to read up on it. 10 of Cups, as I said. Oh, love, love, love. 7 of Rods. 9 of Swords, very Rider-Waite-Smith, but like, look at these colors, they're just gorgeous. 4 of Discs. 5 of Rods. She did change the elements. I think the Rods is fire and the Swords, I mean Swords are fire and Rods are air, but I can't really see except for Ace. Okay, Knight of Discs. 3 of Swords is the heart, the pierce, and also the brain, which I quite like. 2 of Swords, that's stalemate. Ah, fuck. That world card, seriously. Cannot get any better. I love it. That opening portal, and she's just like letting loose. Beautiful. 8 of Cups. 4 of Cups. I mean Swords. Queen of Cups, beautiful court cards, really stunning. 10 of Rods. 1 of Swords, so there is this fiery kind of background, and she writes in the book that it's fire because swords used to be kind of made in fire. I can actually quite get this. I don't use swords as fire, but I can get it. I don't have issue with it. It's quite a valid argument. And 3 of Cups. Beautiful King of Swords, look at him, he's gorgeous. 3 of Discs, so it's this creating machinery. Page of Swords. 10 of Swords. Knight of Swords. 9 of Rods, protection. Death is like that, so it's got the moth and this transition and fire, cleansing. That's the Judgment card. I always look at Judgment card. I like purification, fire. I quite like it. Temperance is quite gorgeous too. Dynamic Temperance, beautiful. Queen of Rods with the snake. Knight of Rods with that sexy lily. That's like a sex symbol. 2 of Rods, possibilities. 8 of Rods, that's this fast kind of going on. That's the Star with that infinite spiral going inwards, and yeah, that sense of hope maybe coming towards you. 6 of Cups looking towards the past. 1 of Rods, that's the air bubbles apparently, but you know, otherwise nothing really changed. 9 of Cups. Page of Cups. 3 of Rods, it's just this egg of possibility. The Hangman, again, a little bit similar to Frida Harris from Tough System. Queen of Swords, she's also a badass. And then 6 of Discs. 4 of Cups. And 6 of Rods, victory. So this deck is stunning. It's easy to shuffle. It is an out of print deck, so you know, maybe it's not so easy to get hold of, but you can get it. And this is how it looks when you put few cards next to each other. I actually quite enjoy the frames of it, but Rose from Dance of the Soul Tarot, she actually trimmed, as I said, that white borders and just left the names, and it looks quite beautiful. But it's so much easier to read this deck for me than, for example, the Lioness Oracle Tarot. But maybe because it's so much easier to get that Rider-Waite-Smith meanings. But yeah, as I said, I just love the artwork. I love the color palette. And I love how beautiful the court cards are. Like that posture of this King of Swords, that facial expression is this proud, smart, intelligent warrior king. I love. So that's it, my friends. These are the 2 decks that I wanted to share with you, the Intuitive Tarot and the Lioness Oracle. So thank you for watching it. It's a little bit longer than I anticipated, but enjoy it. If you have nothing to do, just watch it. I have great smell going on in my room from that Christmas spirit from Young Living, and yeah, it's a gorgeous oil. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and I speak to you soon. Bye.